clock started. Okay, Monday's stability day, and we are starting off with 2 moves in the room. The first move is a hanging knee crunch. So we're on the pull-up bar, and we're tucking that pelvis under, and we're bringing those knees up. Obviously, I can't do it with both of my knees, but do it bringing both of your knees up. If that is too hard and you find yourself swinging too much, it is fine to go to a single leg knee crunch. You'll find that you'll have a little more control over that pelvis and keeping it tucked under. You don't want it super tucked under, but just find that neutral spine, and that's where you're gonna hold that core nice and tight as you bring those knees up. So you can do a double knee tuck or a single knee tuck, whichever you have the most control over. The next move in there is a banded lateral core walk. So we have bands on the racks. We're going to be standing perpendicular to the band. So we're pulling it out in front of us. We want it directly in our midline so that we're holding with both shoulders, and we're keeping our shoulders down and back away from our ears. And then we're going to walk out 1, 2, 1, 2, and in. Holding that band, not letting it tilt us towards the rack or pull our shoulders. We want to keep it nice and tight. So you're going to need some tension when you start, and then it's going to get harder the farther out you walk. Okay? They don't have to be big steps either. They can be little steps. It's more important that you can keep that core nice and tight and those hips nice and square and those shoulders down and back away from your ears. So then we come out here and we start with a lateral sandbag drag with mountain climbers. So we're gonna have 2 sandbag drags. So we're here, okay? You could be in a tabletop plank or like a full plank, whatever you have more control over your hips with. I prefer a tabletop plank. You're gonna go under, and then those mountain climbers are gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? So you're counting 2 legs as 1. Does that make sense? So it's technically 8 total, but it's 4 is the number. So, and then you're gonna drag 4 more, and you're going to do 5 reps of those, okay? Then we have our inchworm plank into a single leg deadlift, and we're adding a push-up to this. So, I'm not gonna do that one. Here's how this one's gonna work today. Okay, kettlebell's gonna be between your feet. You're going to inchworm out, okay? Do your push-ups, inchworm back in. First thing you need to do though with this inchworm is sit your hips back so that that back can stay nice and flat, okay? Inchworm back in. I prefer stand up, okay? And then you're gonna go into that single leg deadlift. So we're kind of breaking it up a little bit. So we're here, okay? Let that kettlebell come down. Inchworm back out. Push up. And then come back in. Okay, go ahead and stand up. And then deadlift, okay? And then you're gonna do 5 on each side. So, inchworm out, single leg. I did the other one with 2. But it's single leg, and then inchworm in, stand up, get nice and balanced, and then keeping that back nice and flat, go down into that deadlift. 5 on each side. Then we go into a unilateral dumbbell jump lunge. So here, if the dumbbell's on my right side, I'm starting with my right knee forward, okay? And I'm going from here, and I'm jumping up and pressing so that I'm ending with my opposite foot forward, and then I'm coming back down again with the same side. So I'm ending contralaterally, opposite hand and foot, as I jump up, press, jump back down, and control that weight on the way down. If you feel like it's slamming down, drop the weight a little bit, okay? These are plenty hard without any weight, so only add as much as you barely need so that your press is nice and solid and your catch is nice and solid and we're not jarring that shoulder at all. So you've got 6 to 8 of those on each side. Then we have a couple mini band moves here. So mini bands around our knees. We're starting with a dumbbell in and out squat with the mini band. So we're here holding dumbbell in the goblet position. Out, in, out, in, out. Pick a band that you can really get your knees, keeping your knees out. I don't want to see this caving in because the band is too tight. We want to push out on that band and get those glutes firing when we're doing these squats. So be conscious of that. If you go and you grab like the extra heavy and you're finding that it's hard to push out on that band, just go one band lighter until you find the tension that's right where your knees are tracking over your toes and you're able to push and use those glutes. So that is move number 1 with the band. So you've got 15 of those. Then we go into a banded glute bridge with a lateral walkout. So we're going to be here up in that glute bridge, band around our knees, and we're going to walk one foot out until, I don't know, maybe 3 little walks out until you really feel it firing in this glute. And then you just kind of walk slowly back in, trying to keep those hips nice and stable. And then the other side, walk out, and then come back in. Okay? So you have 8 of those on each side, walking out. So by the time you're done with those 2, your glutes should be on fire. Okay, then we have a lateral lunge to balance. So here, again, not trying to go out too far. You want to sit your hips straight back, knee behind the toe, come up to balance, and you're going to do the same side for 10 to 12. Then you're going to do a lap, and then you're going to do the other side for 10 to 12, and then you're going to do another lap, and that will end the circuit. Okay? And you just start over. Good? Okay. So we will